for being here this morning. It's great to see everyone. We are about to get started. The rest of you could just make your way to seats. That's great. Of course, as always, there are a few down front that are open. So it is great to be back here at High School East in a shared common space, and also hello to our staff friends over at High School West, also joining us this morning by live stream. I was actually going to outline the protocols a little later, but just so that you are aware, we are following our reopening plan guidelines this morning with 3 feet of social distancing and masks. And Dr. Robinson and I would also be in masks with the exception of the fact that multiple sound checks and tests of the live stream, you would have heard just about nothing. So whether you wanted clarity or not, we're opting for clarity this morning. We've also tested out that we are 12 feet at least from each other and more from the vast majority of you. So I'm Elizabeth Wood, Deputy Superintendent, pleased to welcome all of you here this morning, and those of you in our satellite locations, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So as we indicated, we are so pleased to have everyone back with us this morning. It has been 2 years since we've been in this space together, long overdue. Very pleased to welcome our high school musical company. It's actually the officers of our high school musical company who are going to be performing for us this morning under the direction of Mr. Bradley Gregg. Welcome our high school musical company.
My name is Katie Lee, and I'm the president of the musical company. We recognize this past year has been extremely difficult for both students and teachers. Although this upcoming year may be difficult, our students are rising to the challenge with an open mind and the hope for a fresh start. Abby, Ingrid, Maggie, and I want to show our excitement through a performance for you all. Have you ever felt forgotten?
Very fun. Fun and inspiring start. Thank you very much to Mr. Bradley Gregg, our director of our high school musical company, and also to our students, Katie, Abby, Maggie, and Ingrid. What a terrific way to get started. And if they can make those sounds wearing their masks, imagine what we can do in our classrooms. Fantastic. So as I mentioned, it's been 2 years in the making for us to be back together in a common space. And I'm pleased to welcome our constant guide and visionary leader for the last 17 years through COVID and beyond, Dr. L. Oliver Robinson, Superintendent of Schools.
Yes, it's important to turn on. So with technology, we all have to make the adjustments, right? So Mr. Mars was so kind that both Dr. Wood and I have these wonderful devices. And when he brought them down to me, I was like, wow, that's kind of neat. He brought the light one, colored one to me, and the dark colored one to Elizabeth. Yes, it's a joke, folks. So I'm just trying to make the adjustments, make sure we're clear, particularly for our colleagues who are picking this up on live stream otherwise. How's the sound, Mr. Morris? So again, thank you very much, Dr. Wood, and we are exercising what I call the 12 feet singing rule, and clearly I'm not Katie, Abby, Maggie, nor Ingrid, so I will not be singing, and certainly not Crystal Moore. So I leave all the singing by the distance to those wonderful people who are much more capable and talented. And I would like to reiterate something that Dr. Wood said earlier, that it has truly been 2 years in the making. And for me, it's so hard to believe that in many ways we're finally here, the official return to the start of what undoubtedly will be a great school year. Undoubtedly will be a great school year. I would like to start by welcoming, for those colleagues who are in High School West, we have 36 new support staff team members, not including the transportation hires who were recognized at their safety meeting last month. Here in High School East, we have 48 new instructional team members and 3 new administrators. So I'd like to welcome all those individuals to the Shen learning community. Welcome. Since March 2020, and I remember that day, that Friday, when we were told that schools will essentially go dark and pivot to a virtual environment. In many ways, it was so surreal because we're all trying to understand what has now become commonplace in our lives, the impact of COVID. And at that point, I was determined to plan forward to the day that we can all be together again. And that's today. I've wondered about, pondered if or when, much less what a full person return to school would be like. I'm excited, optimistic, and yet naturally a little anxious. Honestly, I'm a little anxious at the start of every year. And I say that when I think about something that my pops, God bless his soul, often said to me that I used to motivate myself every day. He would say, ambition is the gas of life. Step on it, but don't forget the brake of self-control. So, in other words, admitting to one's vulnerability and the need to be disciplined and humble at times is not a bad thing. We are not alone on this journey, and the work does not rest on any one individual's shoulder. The phrase that was coined a year ago, Shen is in, we're in it together. To that end, I would like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the Board of Education. They, individually and collectively, have been true partners in progress. Joining us here at High School East are Board Vice President Gusta Miller and one of our two new board members, Jason DiGianni. Jason, Gusta, thank you for being here. At High School West, where support staff colleagues are gathered, and this message is being broadcasted, are Board President Deanna Stevenson and members Bob Presley and Naomi Hoffman. Thank you for being there as well. I would like to also extend my tremendous gratitude to so many people who worked hard all summer to make this moment a reality. At the risk of missing a group or an individual, as they say, chalk it up to the head and not to the heart, I will briefly highlight those unsung heroes, the people who work hard when no one is looking. IMS colleagues, from Chromebooks to wiring closets, ensuring technology is in place. Food service, preparing tens of thousands of meals this summer, and addressing all the logistics to prepare hundreds of thousands of meals over the course of the coming school year. Transportation, faced with a severe shortage of drivers, with routes tightened and drivers stepping up to do their part on what will be a 2 million mile of service over the course of the school year. Facilities and operations, from curb appeal with lawn mowing and landscaping, to classroom and building cleaning, to maintenance of our systems. Nurses, from planning and executing vaccination clinics, COVID testing and contact tracing, to preparing to be that voice, their reassuring voice to many students and families throughout the coming year. Building secretaries, from class lists and class schedules and countless building protocols, planning to ensure a welcoming environment for our students. District office personnel, from paychecks and bills, mandated reports, to the execution of mission-critical processes and protocols. Professional development, knowing that many of you were engaged in honing your skills, from block scheduling to literacy, to equity and diversity, to ensure that all our students get what they need to be successful, and you're at your best so they could be at their best. To our administrative colleagues, from hiring and engaging in complex logistics and complicated coordination to yield a seamless outcome for all of you and the 10,000 beautiful minds that will return tomorrow. The list is plentiful, but the degree of commitment and effort displayed was bountiful. The unwavering dedication of all those who toiled over the summer and all those who returned and are here now, refreshed, rejuvenated, and rejoicing for the opportunity to be difference makers. You all must be applauded, for you're certainly appreciated by me and the countless parents who, quite frankly, are ready to send their kids back to school. We're a system that thrives on the synergy of effort, fully embracing the construct of collective work and reciprocal responsibility. We recognize that the work is bigger than any of us, and we're all a part of a larger whole. That is the fundamental point of this tradition of gathering on opening day, a renewal of our perspective that Shen is about us, no big I or little you. At the risk of expressing some raw emotions, I would like to share what I said to my daughter upon dropping her off to school in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. Words I'm sure many parents whispered to their children. I said, always remember, I'm only a phone call away, and I'll always be there for you. I will always be there for you. It is with that same profound sense of conviction that I stand here and say, I'm truly and deeply appreciative to start this school year in particular, to have students back, and to embrace even still the realities of COVID, to be there for our students and for each other, to be there. We have never shied away from a challenge, and we won't stop now. As the story goes, the devil said to the warrior, "Be afraid of the storm." And the warrior boldly whispered and said, "I am the storm. I am the storm." We thrived through the height and uncertainty of the pandemic because we were fluid in our approach and resolute in our commitment to find and maintain a balance between prioritizing health and safety of students and staff, supporting the social, emotional, and mental health needs, and providing an array of options and opportunities for our students. Yes, there's a clear recognition that COVID has indeed altered many aspects of our lives and the way we do things. Mask mandates, 3 feet physical distancing, hygiene, cleaning protocols, contact tracing, quarantine, all a part of our reality. Similarly, the COVID pandemic reveals so much, lifting the veil of ignorance and exposing inequities. In the midst of the pervasive change came polarized perspectives, vastly different ideologies on the same reality. But there's good news. The good news here is that we are not playing polarizing politics. We're making profound differences. The appreciation for and provision of education cannot be deterred. Our students do not get a do-over with life. Hence, we have to make their life opportunities along the educational continuum extremely positive and meaningful. See, we can either succumb to the pressures of polarized perspectives or gird up ourselves for a journey of promise and prosperity. I choose the latter. I choose to believe in the promise of education. I choose to believe in the vibrant exchanges that an in-person experience allows. I choose to believe that our students will rise to our higher expectations. I choose to believe in the relentless power of the human spirit. Yes, there will be challenges, folks, even setbacks. Yes, there will be those who protest our actions, and that's okay. For yes, there will also be countless moments of growth and glee, and of memories and milestones. We will support each other, propping up when needed, and prodding forward when warranted. We will share our proven practices and even our failures, knowing that perfection is an impossibility, but best effort is a conscious choice. Best effort is a conscious choice. I'm tremendously grateful for each and every one of you. Tremendously grateful. And I'm unapologetically proud to lead this system in times like these. For we know that the challenges of gaping perspectives and contradicting viewpoints cannot deny the transcendent and transforming power of education. That's our business, molding minds and shaping the prosperous futures of every single student. As we take the necessary steps to provide options and opportunities, we must be unabashed in our commitment to excellence. We must avoid the lure of settling for the lowest common denominator that has come to define political agreements. Consequently, we cannot sacrifice exponential growth and progress for quick answers, for we know that quick answers are often not good, sustainable solutions. We must be reminded that regardless of how daunting some of the logistics may be at times, and even when faced with venomous discourse and displays of putrid individualism, the work of being leaders for learning, the work of all of you, all of us, is fulfilling. Is fulfilling. Collaborating and partnering with great colleagues to make a profound difference in the lives of our children is truly a blessing. I say all that because I trust and hope and frankly pray that as a school community, we focus on the assets we bring and not on the deficits of our imperfections. In so many ways, this year is truly the start of a new era, grounded in the tremendous resiliency of that human spirit. The legacy we build and leave as educators will be punctuated by a sincere sense of gratitude. Thank goodness for the willingness of educators, leaders for learning, those charged with positively impacting the education journey of our students, to put aside self-based ideals that are unfortunately often professed on social media, and instead embrace the tremendous gift of being in this place at this appointed time. Thank goodness for you, all of you, who have demonstrated the courage and conviction to be more experimental and inventive in your practice and pedagogy, in the humble pursuit of reaching kids, taking them from where they are to where they ought to be. I'm thankful and adamantly expressing it because experience has taught me that gratitude transcends all situations, warding off the despair of anxieties, and even the harsh consequences of perilous circumstances. My sense of gratitude for who you are and what you represent to our students and society at large fuels me, and I hope it fuels you, reinforces your sense of purpose. Education is essential. Education is essential. You are appreciated and valued. We must fully embrace the mindset of mutual recovery. In other words, what we do and how we do it marks a legacy to be analyzed for generations to come. Knowing again that the goal is not perfection, folks, but best effort on our part. Each moment we have to serve is truly a gift. Each interaction an opportunity to make a positive difference. We must remain true to our North Star, committed to do new things and do them in excellent fashion. I thank you. I thank you for your service. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for embracing the essence of education. I thank you for knowing that what you do will make all the difference for the beautiful minds we all serve. I wish you the very best for a great school year. We're in it together, and I'll be there for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson. Indeed, we are a system thriving together, and so that we are each prepared to give our best effort, we will now transition to the next stage of the day. The support staff over at High School West, you'll see that you are able to continue on with your session 1 at this time. For those of you here, the instructional staff at High School East, we will reconvene for your next session as of 9:15, allowing all different parties to get to where they need to be. High School East and West, so the high school folks will be going to block scheduling professional learning in your breakout rooms, most of which are here. Middle school teachers will be heading back to the middle school for faculty meetings, and our elementary teachers will be staying right in this space for a presentation on literacy best practices. So join us back here, please, elementary staff, at 9:15. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.